Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando
o Inglês do Rádio.
I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hey Alexia.
Hey, Foster.
How are you? Good morning. Good morning. It's still very early.
Yes, it is. And super cold.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. It's not that early.
No, but it's cold.
Yeah.
It's 4 degrees Celsius outside.
Yes, it is cold and rainy in Greenville, South Carolina. So, Alexia, what are we talking about today?
I think about my blackout.
Do you want to explain what a blackout is?
Blackout is when you don't remember anything that you did.
Right. Normally, we talk about blackouts in relation to alcohol and drinking too much. But in this case, Alexia blacked out, lost her mind and her memory in a church in front of 200 people at my brother's wedding.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't even know how to begin talking about it because I honestly don't remember.
Okay, so Alexia is not helpful here, so let me explain a little bit of the backstory. So my brother was getting married, and my brother's fiance at the time, now my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, very cool. I have a sister-in-law. Hey, Christine, what's up? I imagine you were not listening because you were on your honeymoon. But Christine asked Alexia to read a verse from the Bible, to read a Bible passage during the wedding. Obviously, Alexia was honored, and then very quickly that honor turned into complete and total terror. So Alexia had to read like 10 short lines
It was like 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
Yeah. So obviously, as an English teacher and a pronunciation coach, I took this very seriously. So Alexia and I practiced a lot. She was doing great. Had a couple of words she had to work on, especially the difference between gone, which would be the past of go, the past participle. So like I'm going to the mall, I went to the mall, and then she has gone to the mall, right? But Alexia, for whatever reason, was saying gun, which would be like achma, like a pistol, which in church, probably not a good thing to say.
You know that I had this conversation with your grandfather, right?
My grandfather, who is a Lutheran pastor, which means he is a minister. Yeah.
One day before the ceremony, I think that Foster was telling him that I was super nervous about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
What do you mean?
And then he said, yeah, I'm nervous as well.
Yeah, he was just saying that he's literally spoken at churches probably a million times. Yeah.
And then I turned to him and said, can we hold hands during my reading? And I'll be honored.
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 So that is actually the ah sound, just like prato chato, honored.
Yeah, but the good thing is, before the ceremony, Foster and I and his parents, we arrived there like 1 hour and a half before the actual ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And while Foster was with his brother somewhere at the church and his father, his mom was walking around, checking out everything. And I was with the church director or staff. I don't know. His name is Jim.
Yeah, I believe we call that the parisher. But yeah, it's like a director.
Yeah. And because one day before the mic wasn't working, which I would be more than fine with that. But
No, because then you would have to scream and be like, come away, my love.
and then he fixed it and he asked me to like try it. And while everyone was walking around, I was kind of practicing by my own in the church.
on my own.
On my own.
You could say, sorry. You could say on my own, which is you're just practicing and no one else is around. Or you could say by myself, which is more or less the same thing.
Yeah. So I was by myself practicing and it felt good. But I wasn't speaking on the mic. I was like where I was supposed to be reading and saying it just to myself.
Yeah. So you had a good amount of preparation. I would say you prepared a little bit every day for about a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then during the actual ceremony, the ceremony starts. The bride comes down the aisle. It's beautiful. Everyone's so happy. I see Alexia. She looks like a ghost.
Because I knew I was supposed to be one of the first ones to go there. Like the guy who was supposed to be the pastor. I don't know how to call him. The celebrante.
Yeah. And normally we would actually call them what they are. So depending on the kind of church,
A priest
in a
or
Lutheran
pastor.
church, it would be a pastor. In a Catholic church, it would be a priest. You could say minister. I think you would say minister in this case. But another good word, if you do get married with someone that is not technically like a trained priest, you can say the officiant.
The officiant.
Yeah, it's the person that officiates the wedding, makes it official. So if you want like one of your best friends to marry you.
Yeah. So the officiant was supposed to open the ceremony and ask for the groom's grandfather to go there and give the first blessing. And right after, like, everyone was super happy about his blessing. Here comes Alexia Souza.
Yeah. So my grandfather, he is a pastor. He's 94 years old. He's been preaching for 74 years or something. Gives this beautiful blessing for like 10 minutes. And then Alexia is called to the stage. What happened, Alexia?
I don't know. You tell me. I have no idea.
You literally don't remember anything?
I know that your cousin was trying to fix my dress because it opened behind me. And then I was like, I have to go. And she was like, you're good to go. And that's it. And then I climbed the steps. I don't know how I passed between you and your father. I just know that when I was done, I looked at your grandfather and I smiled and he smiled back to me. And that's it. I have no idea.
Yeah. So 2, maybe 3 funny stories here. First, Alexia did beautifully. Literally, you did not mispronounce one word. And I was paying very close attention to every word. Second funny story is I was so happy that you were just crushing the pronunciation that apparently I was like smiling and laughing. And every time that I would make eye contact with someone in the congregation.
Congregation would be like...
Congregation
would be like the people who are watching the ceremony.
Yeah, the people sitting in the church. And everyone was looking and smiling and laughing at me. And I was like, is something wrong with my... I don't know. But apparently I was just smiling a lot because I was happy for you.
No.
Yeah. Another funny story is during the wedding rehearsal when Alexia was testing the mic to see if the mic was working, the microphone. Normally in English, we say check, 1, 2, check.
Yeah,
and everyone was there. And
I
Alexia
felt very embarrassed about it.
This was really, I thought it was really funny because Alexia goes up to the mic, taps the mic, and goes, oi, 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 oi. And everyone's like, what was that?
Oh.
No, everyone thought it was very cute and funny.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So you did perfectly. Every single person at the wedding congratulated you after and said, you spoke so well, Alexia is beautiful.
Maybe they were just being nice because apparently everyone knew that I was super nervous, like all your family.
Yeah, but if you did really bad, they wouldn't. They would probably just be like, oh, it's nice to see you, Alexia. But you did great.
Yeah. So what do you want me to do right now?
right now, two things. First, I want you to give some practical advice for people that have to do public speaking in English, especially in like a stressful situation. Like what was beneficial for you? What could you have done differently? And then I want you to read the passage again.
Yeah. So the good thing is to let people know that you are nervous. Like,
Exactly.
make it clear that you are. I mean, you are not only talking about it, but let them know that you are nervous and you want to be the best as you could be doing that.
We have a really good phrase in English. We say, honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, that's it. And the second thing that it really worked for me is repeat, and repeat.
Yeah.
Nonstop. And then when I got the word turtle dove and I started to say gone instead of gone, I was so worried because it would be the worst thing ever to say arma inside of a church during a wedding ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
So,
can I make one fast correction? Worried.
Worried.
Yeah, worried seria preocupada. Right?
And I couldn't stop saying the word gone, gone, gone.
Yeah. So this, I think, is perfect advice. I cannot emphasize this enough that when practicing for anything, but especially when we're talking about learning languages, repetition is fundamental. So Alexia had repeated this. Obviously, I was listening, making corrections. But after Alexia knew what she had to focus on, it was all you just repeating like a million times. And when you have that level of repetition, you can physically black out, not remember anything, and still do it perfectly.
Yeah. Well, what I think is that you got to do what you got to do, right? I was compromised. I was compromised. I compromised to do that.
No. In English, if you say you're compromised, it means like Donald Trump is compromised by the Russians. That means like they had bad information and like they can, use that information to manipulate him.
Yeah, well, I agreed to do that.
Exactly.
My name was there.
Everything I committed to do that.
Yeah, I committed to do that. Everything was okay. So, just one thing, I have never done that in Portuguese as well. So it was my first actual ceremony that I had to read during a wedding, and I couldn't be more honored to do that.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. Repeat. Check out the place that you're going to speak before and go there, check out the mic or no mic, talk to people, and do your best because you'll be great.
Perfect. Truer words have not been said. So, Alexia, can we hear you read the finished product, the passage from the Song of Solomon, por favor?
My beloved speaks and says to me, "Arise, my love, my beautiful one, and come away. For behold, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree ripens its figs, and the vines are in blossom, they give forth fragrance. Arise, my love, my beautiful one, and come away."